Now, the question that's being raised is whether rabies vaccine that's given in India is real or is it counterfeit? Do we know if rabies vaccines given in India is fake or real? There are three major countries who flagged off a concern. After the United States and the United Kingdom, now Australia has come out to issue an advisory warning that fake rabies vaccines may be circulating in India. In fact, in its December 22 advisory, Australia says anyone who received the rabies vaccine, Abhayrab, in India from November 1st, 2023 should consider taking a replacement dose because it could be fake. The warning flagged a risk that some people may not be fully protected against rabies, a disease that is almost always fatal once symptoms begin. Australia's immunization watchdog, the Australian Technical Advisory Group on Immunization, said counterfeit batches of Abhayrab were reported in India and cautioned travelers who are traveling to India and back, and the doctors also, to stay alert. Australia is not the only one. In November, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, in the United States has also flagged off the same thing. Reports of counterfeit vaccines of Abhayrab circulating in India. The warning came while referring to a rabies case involving a traveler who was returning from India to the United States. CDC advised anyone exposed to rabies in India now to seek immediate medical care. Even after returning home, they were asked to take another replacement vaccine because they don't trust. In October, United Kingdom, the health authorities there went a step further. They launched a lookbook exercise tracking travelers who received rabies vaccines in India since November 2023 to assess whether extra doses were needed or not. 3 Western health systems have flagged this off, but India so far has not raised an alarm as it should, though the manufacturer has responded. The Indian Immunologicals Limited, that IIL, the company there, has rejected all claims of a widespread problem here. The company says only one counterfeit batch was involved. Details shared by them was the batch that was faulty. They've in fact mentioned the batch number, which is KA24014. That's what on our screens there mentioned. Manufactured between March 2024, that period. The expiry was Feb 2027. This is only one batch that was corrupt, they admit. They say packaging anomaly was detected in January 2025, after which regulators and law enforcement were alerted and a formal complaint was filed. Now, the company maintains the counterfeit batch is no longer in circulation and we are safe because now whatever vaccine is out in the market is genuine. All genuine vaccines are tested by the Center's Drugs Laboratory. Government hospitals and authorized distributors supplied verified vaccines only, is what the company says. But still, the word fake is now triggering most of us. Anxiety is widespread because we know that nearly 20,000 people in India have been infected by rabies. It's a menace. Dog bites are reported widespread in the country. According to World Health Organization, rabies is a viral disease that attacks the brain and spinal cord and is almost always fatal once the symptoms appear. The virus spreads through bites or scratches from infected animals, most commonly dogs. Rabies can incubate for weeks or even months, which means protection from vaccination is critical before symptoms start. Globally, rabies kills about 59,000 people every year. In India alone, 20,000 people are at risk to rabies, according to a December 2024 paper published. Well, it seems like Australia raising an alarm has really led to a lot of concerns within the country. We're hoping for the Indian government to come out and settle this confusion for us once and for all. Let me bring in our guests joining us for a little more on this. We have Dr. Narendra K. Arora, Executive Director, the Inclin Trust International and President of AIIMS Bilaspur. We also have Dr. Dilip Bhanushali, the past President of the IMA. Thanks both of you for joining us. Dr. Narendra, would you want to start on the fake rabies vaccines allegedly circulating in India? 3 major countries, Western countries, US, UK and Australia have now flagged this off. In the latest, Australia says anybody coming back with rabies vaccine has to get an alternative in their country. But what's sad is that so far the Indian government has not said a word on this, or neither the medical fraternity. What are we supposed to believe? And the most number of infections in the world of rabies happen in India.
Fabula, thank you very much for inviting. In fact, you summarized the whole sequence of events very nicely and succinctly in the beginning. And that's what I understand from various sources, that it was the company which raised an alarm in January 2025 this year,
Yeah.
that they have come across some packing which looks suspicious and counterfeit. And for this, so it this whole alarm was raised by the company themselves. And as you rightly said, that the company is a government company, and probably they have the largest the share of anti-rabies vaccine in the country. Almost 40% of the vaccine is from this particular company. So they were also very worried. And what from reports I understand, and also from various sources, that the an extensive investigation was launched by the regulators, and they have not been able to find any sample of this particular batch. And whatever other samples have been picked up, they are all of very of the right quality. And therefore, in fact, I would say the company, in their own judgment, had suspicion, and they raised the alarm rather than this alarm coming from somewhere else. And unless I think the investigations are ongoing, and as soon as these are completed, they will be shared and with the public domain. But we know that this particular vaccine enjoys very high credibility, and otherwise, their other products, vaccine products, are also acceptable in the country and the national immunization program.
Okay, Dr. Dilip, would you want to tell us a little more about the rabies as a disease? I mean, if you are, if a dog scratches or bites you, then if the dog is infected, then you're very well to contract that infection. But our hope is that a vaccine will save us. But what do you say if there are counterfeit in the market? And this is, it's such bad reputation for India, which is known for its medical facilities and its pharmaceuticals across the globe. An alert like this, given by three top nations, UK, US and Australia, has really brought bad repute to India.
Thank you for inviting. Rabies, as everybody knows, is the fatal disease. And we have vaccines to prevent this. And for ages, we have been using this vaccine to prevent rabies throughout India. And for the general public, it should be known that we have vaccines which are manufactured in India, are very safe, very effective, and we have been using this from ages. Now, this vaccine, what you have been mentioning, was one of the batch which was got, and it has been reported by IL, the manufacturer themselves, and it's no longer available. And from that vaccine, we haven't reported any case of death in India right now. And neither the government has come openly to say something about it, and neither the drug control of India has said anything. So to blame that the vaccines are not potent or are not this thing is absolutely wrong. We have been using these vaccines for years together. One batch may be bad, but that batch is no more available. And advice from IMA is that vaccine should be taken. If there is a dog bite, they should consult their doctor. And Indian vaccines are 100% safe and can be taken.
But when you say find an alternative, what kind of alternative would you want to just, you know, for anyone who's been bitten by a dog, what should be your immediate reaction?
Immediate reaction
Um,
is, you see, the nature of bite, right? But it should be shown to whether it's a scratch, whether it's a bite or a fatal bite, it should be shown to a doctor, and vaccination should be done. There's a whole course of vaccination which should be done, which should not be stopped in between. Depending upon a vaccine, plus the immunoglobulin what we give has to be given. So they have to go to a doctor and take his advice.
Okay, so go to a doctor and take his advice. Dr. Narendra, would you say that it's almost mandatory that if you're bitten by a dog now, just get vaccinated, do not think twice, even if the dog is injected, or
yeah, yeah.
even if the
In
dog
fact,
has got its vaccine done, you still should be doubly sure and get a vaccine shot?
See, there are two things. One is, yes, the if as you rightly said, we have the world's largest rabies cases,
Yeah.
and most of these bites are because of the stray dogs. The because the pets, most of them they are immunized for rabies. The second thing is that no fake or counterfeit sample has been found so far by the company on even these countries. These three countries have not reported that they have come across any fake vaccine. The important thing is that they have also picked up this from more news item. I understand it was published somewhere in March this year in one of the newspapers. So this whole issue is not based on actual identification of fake material, and I totally agree with Dr. Saab that India is the largest manufacturer of vaccines. Even for rabies, there are more than brands, two or three brands which are available in
Right.
the country,
Right.
and they are all highly regarded and they are exported all over the world. And as I till date, no fake sample has been found. So therefore, we have to wait till the DCGI office comes out with their report. But apparently, we have to be also seen the reason why all this advisory has come, and we should appreciate the company that they raised the alarm rather than any client or regulator raising the alarm. They raised the alarm right in the beginning. So I completely endorse with my co-panelist is saying that we produced highest quality of vaccines. It is not only rabies but all the other vaccines. The answer
Still,
to
to
your
make it
second
to make it
first, yes.
absolutely simple on a parting note, sir, as I am short on time, does a person need to take an alternative if at all you're bitten by a dog, an infected dog?
Yeah, that's the answer I was trying to give you. At the moment, there is no basis of talking about alternative. This vaccine itself is a very good vaccine, as very rightly being said that it has been used for ages, and it is very effective. There are hardly any side effects of this vaccine. It's a
Right.
very safe vaccine
Okay.
and very effective vaccine. So in my country, I would say there is no need for going alternative, but whichever vaccine is prescribed, it should be given.
All right. That's all I have time for. I really appreciate Dr. Dilip and Dr. Narendra for joining us on that.